Traders, welcome back. Connor, welcome back. Welcome back too.
To a brand new year, Scotty, 2018.
It is. It is. Superstars. I think it's episode 45 as well, guys. So we're nearly there to a whole year of trade talk.
Nearly there to the bicentennial.
Yeah, we should. I don't know. I think we will. Yeah.
Maybe like $6 and a half a Subway roll or something.
It'll be something funny but nice, but mostly funny. I think that would be fitting. Now, guys, before we start as well, I've remembered the risk disclaimer straight away. So for people watching this is for educational and entertainment purposes. So it's not like an investment channel where I'm recommending trades. That's not the case. It's more a learning thing for everyone to see the progression from a demo account, a small live account, and so on, and Connor and I discussing what we're doing. And it's definitely not like an alerts page. So please be careful in the markets, guys, especially if you're trading cryptocurrencies. Connor would attest to that. He's got a few friends involved now, so please just be a little bit careful. Don't put in too much you can't afford to lose. Think about that. So if you're putting in money you can't really afford to lose, and if you do lose it, it's sort of you can't pay rent or whatever. That's not smart. Okay, so whatever you're doing,
management, Scotty.
Yes, we're risk managers. That's exactly right, guys. So anyway, we'll get to the trade. So I've got the Aussie yen up to start. Now I've got a few positions here as well. A little reckless on my last one that I added. I like the price action. It wasn't really what I've tested, so I would really call this a 1 out of 5 type entry. It retraced nearly soon after, and where it is now. I mean, how do you sort of see this, Connor? Is resistance?
I like it. I like it because it's going straight past. It's going straight past the resistance at the moment.
Yeah, I've got that too. Yeah, it is interesting. Like it either might just hold this for a while and push up, or it's just going to sort of fall back down. But it's at an interesting point on the chart, and the weekly's pretty. It's got some momentum. But again, guys, if you are in these sort of trades and you're a trend trader, you've got to be willing to hold on for a while, because especially if it's in a winning position. I've got a few trades that have locked in just past break even, so when I got in earlier. So that's important to note as well, guys.
But you haven't moved your stop loss on this yet, have you?
Yeah, so I got in early on a couple of them. So I got in at 86.79 or 78.
Yeah, I've got that 86.79. Did you say?
Yeah, and then I've got another one at 87.13. So that's slightly above. I put it slightly above the stop loss for the spread, and the spread right now is about it's not quite 2. It's like 1.5 pips. So it's pretty tight on the Aussie yen, but that's where the situation is.
You're a bit above break even, are you?
Yeah, because I've got my latest trade I took at 88, which was a little reckless, but I really like the price action. I was thinking there would be a little bit of retracement, but it could push even higher. And we'll see what happens, guys. The Aussie dollar has sort of slowed down a little bit as well. We'll go to the Aussie dollar now. I was talking about this as my first potential live trade for the year, but I ruled against it. I had the stop loss drawn in at 77.74. It was just over 100 pips, and with the MT4 platform, if you have a small account, the issue is if you take even like a 0.01 lot sizing, just because of the stop loss, and it's a little bit wide for how much a pip costs, it just doesn't work to be the risk you want to take. So if you want to take 2%, it's very hard to actually get exactly 2%. So I'm going to wait until my FX trade platform gets reactivated by the lovely Yolanda people, and we'll go from there. So no live trades. The only trade's my Aussie yen. So Connor, we'll go to your trade next, and that is the Aussie New Zealand dollar I've got to start things off with.
Yeah, okay, good. So that's eating crap at the moment, pardon the language. so you can see I've taken a box trade, and if you could just point to like where it popped out of the box.
Yep.
And yeah, so I took it there. So the next candle came up. So now it's coming down, but it still hasn't got the candle hasn't got through the box yet. So hopefully maybe this will retrace and go up. If it doesn't, I'll die on my shield. Yeah, so that's all basically. You could see like sort of like a theory, like there was that first box that I have drawn down the bottom there. That's gone up, and then there's been, looks like there's a theory that it may be going up, and it's had some consolidation at that second box and pushed up again. So I'm hoping it's the start of a trend.
Well, if you looked at the recent price action, you would say it's definitely an uptrend, and this is sort of. It does seem to make aggressive retracements and then move forward again. So it's quite true to form just with the history recently. So, for a novice trader, they'd be sort of thinking, oh my God, it's all over, I'll close the trade. But that's when normally it starts turning, and you seem to get punished for doing that. So definitely worth holding on to there. So that's the Aussie New Zealand dollar trade for Connor. So that's not a bad one, really. And next one, I've got the USD Singapore, and this is a bit of a doozy for you as well.
Yeah, this is doing well at the moment. So I got in at 1.34524.
Yeah.
I have now locked in profit at 1.3367. So I've locked in profit a little bit over 1R. So I'm happy with that.
Is that your stop loss here at 1.33? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my stop loss. Okay,
yeah, nice.
And what I think's a good strategy, Scotty, is so I use the XM. I use the XM chart.
Yeah, yep.
To look at, and then I just follow the price action. So I don't log into my AUDNZD much to have a look at my trades.
Yeah.
How much money's actually stuck on the.
Yep. I like that. I'd probably be inclined to do the same because the FX trade platform is a little bit different. Like it's very different to MetaTrader. So I would be inclined to probably, and that's a good way of actually not being too pedantic about the trade because you're just sort of not being too connected to it. You're a little bit.
Well, I don't log on and see like my money in a red zone or you've lost this. I just look at the charts.
Yeah.
I'm clearly just looking at charts all the time. I think it's a good way to manage trades myself.
No, I agree because really, if you look at the P&L all the time, that's not. You start getting too focused. Yeah, not yeah, exactly. That's a good point. So that's the USD Singapore dollar trade, guys. So looking pretty nice there. We go now to the Euro Swissy, and you've been in this for a little while, to say the least.
I'd have to be in it over 40 days now, and I've nearly got to 1R. Nearly. It's a little bit. So 1R, like if I'm just looking quickly on here, would be about 1.178, something like that. That'd probably be where my 1R is. So
okay. I zoomed in. So that's not, and the stop loss, is that down at that green line, the green dash line? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 1.155. So I'm just waiting for that. I mean, this has been a test of patience, definitely, but I'm in it. I like it when I'm able to move my stop loss to break even. I think that's the hardest part of trading, holding your nerve to that. And then once it's hit break even, to me, I can really like take a breath and not worry about it and just watch it go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and this one is looking pretty good now. It's it's on top of the box. It's bounced off the top of the box there, and the price action isn't too bad. I mean, this candle right here looks interesting. I mean, it's looking more bullish than anything. It didn't quite bounce off the trend line, but it's
gapped a bit the last three candles.
Yeah, it has moved actually quite pleasing. So that's that one there, guys. And now the last trade I've got here is the New Zealand US dollar, and this one's good too. It looks like.
Yeah, so this one's good at the moment too. I've moved the stop loss just under where the dip was.
Yep.
So I've taken about 1% off the cards here.
Yeah, I see. Because you got in at 71.90. That was your entry
Yeah,
price.
70,019. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my price there. So yeah, hopefully this one, once it gets to Scotty, I'm waiting for it to get to either where the resistance line is there or another like lower, higher low.
Yeah.
Before I move the stop loss.
Yeah, and right now it's poised to. It looks like it wants to move, so we'll see on this. So your next resistance level is that at the 71, 73, 6 red dash line there.
Yes. Yep.
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 Well, there's a lot of potential. Like I like this one, and then the stop loss will be moved to just on the entry price, pretty much around that region. Yep.
Around that region there, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. So your overall sort of green, it looks like, really. I mean, the Aussie New Zealand is, the worst one, but it's still not like in a terrible position. I would sort of classify this as. It's not. It's more just the natural ebbs and flows, really. So
yeah, like even if that, so if that dies out, I'm down 2%. However, I'm up 2% on the new on the Singapore dollar at the moment.
yeah, that's exactly
I'll
right.
have to take it on the chin.
Well,
I'm just looking for that runner. You know what I mean?
yeah. Now, as we were talking about things, I've got up the Twitter page as well, and I'll get up. I haven't sort of brought this up in a little while, but I'll also get up the YouTube has a description section, and in that section there is a link to the YouTube channel's Forex Tester promotion page. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money, and right now you can save $120. So Forex Tester 3, one license, so obviously you can just have it on one computer. $299 down to $179. So that hurts me a little bit because I actually paid $299 for Forex Tester 3. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty significant savings, guys. So if you're looking to learn Forex Tester, Connor and I, we're big fans of Forex Tester. A lot of other big traders, that are successful. We're not saying we are, but it really helps you avoid losing money because you're going through the history of the charts and I've also linked a video in the description section of how to use Forex Tester 3 too, which is very similar to if you know how to use Forex Tester 3 or Forex Tester 2. If you want to go to Forex Tester 3, that's a relatively simple transition as well. And here's the Twitter page as well, guys. And just notice we're over 3,700 followers. So what would you say about the Twitter page? What does it offer really, Connor? It's a bit of everything, isn't it really?
Yeah, a bit of everything. So it's sort of like we've got our finger on the pulse of what's sort of going on with talk around the water cooler. You might get a bit of Bitcoin news on there. You'll get Forex news, what our plans are for our trading on Forex. What the challenges have been, the trials and tribulations of what we've sort of go through, the journey of a Forex, someone trying to be a profitable Forex trader, I would say. And then we just have a few little anecdotes and other things that's going on.
There is. I was just going through it as you were, and there's a few funny little images, and there is a little bit of banner as well about Bitcoin, and there's a few cowboys around that are trading it, at what I would say disregarding risk management, well, any good risk management. Yeah. So we'll see how it all goes. There's a lot of chatter that 2018 will be big. There was a lot of chatter that Bitcoin would get to 20,000 by the end of 2017, and it didn't quite, really do that. So we'll see how things go. Anyway, I just noticed the time. We're over 40 minutes, guys. But again, thank you for joining us. And Connor, thank you for your insights as well into your trades.
All right. Thank you, Scotty. You're welcome. Anytime.
Guys, stay tuned for next week. We'll be keeping you updated. Bye for now, and have a great week. Oh, shit.